Borders. When we hear the word border, what comes to our mind? Passport, visa, and long queue at the immigration counter. The story I'm going to talk about today is about the toughest border I have ever crossed. And yet, no immigration office was involved in that. I grew up in Mandsaur, a small town in central India. We moved there when I was 5, as my father got transferred, and the place didn't become a home, it became the home. All my childhood memories are from there. And you all know that leaving home for the first time is never easy. For me, it happened when I wasn't even 14. My grade 10 results were just out, scored well, and then I got the news that I also made it to Polytechnic. Soon after, me and my father, we sat in a train, a 7-hour-long journey. And who knew? Who knew at that time that this 7-hour journey will change my fate of my life? My college didn't have any girls' hostel. So the nearest thing my father could find for me was a working woman hostel. So we reached there. My father helped me drop the luggage in the room, and then he opened his bag. He handed me a box of sweets. No, it wasn't a departing gift. That was my birthday week. So he wanted me to have something sweet. He gave me the box and said, "Beta, share it with everyone." And then he walked away. I still remember holding the hostel gate, standing there. I was watching him go. And I was thinking that now he will turn back and wave me a final goodbye. And what will I do when he'll do that? Maybe I'll run to him. Maybe I'll hug him. Maybe I'll ask him to stay a little longer. Maybe I'll cry out loud and ask him, "Don't leave me here. I want to come home with you." But he didn't. He didn't turn back. And that night, the box of sweets stayed unopened. I cried all night. Cut 2. My first day in college. Seniors were walking like they owned the place. So easy to spot. And freshmen like me, scared, confused, trembling with fear, not know where to go, where to find their class. Boys walking down like this, watching third button of their shirt. Girls, tightly tied ponies and dupattas pinned precisely. For a minute, I felt relieved. Thank God I'm not alone in this. There's so many like me. They're all trying to figure out their first day in college. So we reached to class. The class started. And then come the lunch break. Many students went to college cafeteria for lunch. And some students who were local, they opened their lunch boxes. Now, I was on a tight budget. Couldn't afford to eat out every day. And because I was living in hostel, I also didn't have the luxury to carry lunch box with me. They only provided 2 meals a day. So 2 girls in my class, they saw me sitting quietly at my desk and they casually asked, "Hey, come, join us." And just like that, we started talking, sharing food and stories, and we became friends. Back in the hostel, the room that I was given was a temporary arrangement. There were 6 beds in the room, means 5 more roommates. I was still a kid, and others, they were all grown-ups, serious people with ambition. Somebody doing dental, somebody doing PhD, somebody preparing for UPSC entrance exam. But you know what I thought? That in college, I made friends over food. Let me try the same technique here. So I pulled out my box of sweet. And if you don't know anything about hostelers, remember this. Hostlers are a hungry tribe, and food does magic on them. So within minutes, I got five elder sisters. I was no longer alone in that room. With time, I got allotted a proper room, which was my permanent one. I got my new roommates. They were also freshmen, but they were doing undergrad, so I was still youngest. And then with the friends from the neighboring room, we all were going through the same anxiety, same struggle of settling into a new city, new college, new environment. So we started becoming real good friends. And with time, 8 of us became inseparable. I'm still friends with some of them. Now, when I look back, I often wonder what I was really scared of. Was it the physical border of my city that I had to cross, or the mental one? Because this side of the border, I was a 14-year, carefree young kid, living at the comfort of their house. And the moment I crossed, I became an independent person who has to figure out everything in the new big city all by herself. And many borders later, here I am today. I have crossed not just the city borders, but countries and continents. And you know what I realized? First border is always the toughest, and every other border becomes less scary. You are no longer that sad or that alone, because now you can find Wi-Fi everywhere. Borders don't disappear. But when we cross one, we realize you were stronger than you thought. And maybe you never really crossed alone.